Hi guys, crankycaz here. Something a little bit different for you guys today. The sherbster is away for work, so I thought I'd have a little playthrough of Dear Esther on my own. It came out a couple of years ago, but it's been on my to playlist for a while. And I've got the landmark edition, and it looks like I can have a director's commentary, but I think for now we'll just go without and experience it as it, as it was originally done.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands.
I can move.
300 years later, even they have departed.
Okay. So, there's no birds. So I can move, okay. Right. Okay, where do we go? Oh, that's creepy. I don't want to go in here. You're never going to see me play anything like Resident Evil on this channel. Nuh-uh. Nope. Okay, that's a map of the UK. A book about something. I hope there aren't jump scares in this. I don't think there are. Still, I'm not particularly happy to be creeping around in here. You know what? Let's go. Let's go for a little walk around the countryside. That'll be much nicer. Apologies for my nose. If I sound a bit nasally, I have a bit of a cold. Should we go this way or that way? Let's go up. Can I run? Oh, I can look. Look off to the distance, okay. Is this like one of those times where like... Have I gone the wrong way? What? Can't jump. This isn't one of those sorts of games, right? Okay. Good start. Can I just like leap off the edge? Oh, I can... Yeah. Ow. Okay, right. So I think this is set on the, is it the Outer Hebrides? It's quite pretty. Oh. I'm not liking all the little background noises that are going on. They're sort of freaking me out a little bit. I don't think it's that kind of game, but... Bit of shopping trolley. Cut up your plastic, kids. Don't pollute the ocean and all that.
There was once talk of a wind farm out here, away from the rage and the intolerance of the masses. The sea, they said, is too rough for the turbines to stand. They clearly never came here to experience the becalming for themselves. Personally, I would have supported it. Turbines would be a fitting contemporary refuge for a hermit. The revolution and the permanence.
Music by Jessica Curry, of course. What's this? Go this way. Okay, I will. I'm not sure what to expect with this game really, but I've just been intrigued by it for a while, and then...
Dear Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
So she's dead then, I'm guessing. I don't think this is a swimming kind of game. This is not a swimming game. I'm in the water though, I'm going for it. Yeah, no, I don't think that's meant to happen. Oh. Oh dear. I broke the game, guys.
Come back.
Okay. So like... got a trophy for that. Okay, so where am I actually meant to go then? Was there somewhere back here? Yeah, so if I like this, I might play Everybody's Gone to the Rapture afterwards. Aha, up here. Wait, did I not just... Aha, path.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man. When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Okay, so I'm infected with something. Mentally and physically.
I quote directly: a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, They seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
Oh, there's a shipwreck there. A boat wreck. And a cave. Let's have a little look.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life. I would leave you presents outside your retreat in this interim space between cliff and beach. I would leave you loaves and fishes, but the fish stocks have been depleted and I've run out of bread. I would row you back to your homeland in a bottomless boat, but I fear we would both be driven mad by the chatter of the sea creatures.
What is that? Is it a squid? Some sort of chemical element? What is going on here? I'm very confused. It's all too highbrow for me. Someone's been... Is that mouldy bread? Ew. Little snack for whoever was painting this stuff. Okay. I don't think I can go any quicker. I'm guessing that's not the done thing in this game. Pretty water graphics.
I dreamt I stood in the center of the sun, and the solar radiation cooked my heart from the inside.
Nice.
My teeth will curl and my fingernails fall off into my pockets like loose change. If I could stomach, I'd eat, but all I seem capable of is salt water. Were the livestock still here, I could turn feral and gorge. I'm as emaciated as a body on a slab, opened up for a premature source of death. I've rowed to this island in a heart without a bottom, all the bacteria of my gut rising up to sing to me.
Lovely. I mean, you could have spared me the details of... I'm guessing he's starving? Like, is he shipwrecked? Oop, rock. Is he being shipwrecked on here? Is that what I'm supposed to... And I'm stuck with a book by some dude that came here previously? Oh, there's a book. A Bible, okay. Is it a Bible? Okay. I hope there isn't a way to interact with anything, because if there is, I am not realising it, but hey ho. Oh. Okay. So Donnelly.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Wait, so what am I trying to find? Okay. Do I want to go and explore here? It's very atmospheric, I just don't have a fucking clue what's going on. What does that say? Something, and neither did he eat nor drink. Okay.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
I mean, I went in the water last time and that did not end well for me. Is that where I need to go? I keep trying to jump. It's not that kind of game. Not playing Skyrim now. Can I, like, no. Okay, we'll leave the boat. We'll come back if we need to.
All night the boy has kept me lucid. I sat, when I was at the very edge of despair, when I thought I would never unlock the secret of the island, I sat at the edge and I watched the idiot boy blink through the night. He's mute and he is retarded, and he has no thought in his metal head but to blink each wave and each minute aside until the morning comes and renders him blind as well as deaf-mute. In many ways, we have much in common.
Oh lovely, it's just started sleeting here. Excellent. Adds to the atmosphere. Wishing I didn't have to go out in that later, but unfortunately I do, because I need to eat. I don't know where I'm going. Oh. Did I just miss a turn off? Did I just miss a path? Oh, really? I'm sure there was another path up that way. Let's go back. Okay, I hope I'm not. Am I imagining that there... Oh, wait. Oh, really? Am I going up the path? I'm so lost. Right, hang on. Is that just going to be the same way back then? Oh, okay. What the heck? We'll just go this way. Have I been that way? I mean, yeah, I have, right? Like, oh well, we'll just go back here. See if there's anywhere else I can go. So rare these days to get a game where you don't have a marker that shows you which way to go. You sort of end up relying on it a bit too much. Okay, yeah, so I did come this way. Oh, what? Am I stuck going this way then? What? Okay. Oh, no, I don't know where to go. I mean... I wonder if there's a way I can go up that way. Let's do that. feel like there's nothing I can do in terms of like interacting with the boat. Oh wait, there is a hold there though. How do I get in there then? Came this way. I mean, there's no way I can go in there. Well, this is going well. Ah! Path up there. Wow, the sleet is coming down pretty fast. I've got to pick the squishy up from nursery on my own. I'm just hoping I can get back okay.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Let's not fall down there.
What charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss? How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
Don't know, but let's find out.
Come back.
Do I get a trophy for that one? Yeah. Got a bit of a death wish. So I'm guessing these are real life places you can visit then? That it's not just the Outer Hebrides, like, it's not just inspired by, that looks like an actual location you can go to. Might have to take a trip with the camera.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Oh. Have I been doing some sort of surgery on myself? Or is that me? Or is that someone else has? Who am I? Like, what do I ever find out? What? Okay, well, it's pretty anyway. Let's just carry on.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jacobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
So that guy died as well. This is a nice cheery story. What disease can you get
3
from a
cormorants
goat?
seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
Oh, okay, well I have a torch, so I can't be him. More of this again. Wish I played the cello. Wish my hands were big enough. Wouldn't fancy carrying it around everywhere though. So in that way, violin is a pretty decent alternative. Oh, bugger. Didn't mean to do that one.
Come back.
Maybe I should stop looking over the edges of cliffs when it's windy. I mean, that would be a good...
He left his body to the medical school and was duly opened out for a crowd of students 21 days after his passing. The report is included in my edition of his book. The syphilis had torn through his guts like a drunk driver, scrambling his organs like eggs on a plate.
Lovely.
But enough definition remained for a cursory examination, and, as I suspected, they found clear evidence of kidney stones. He's likely to have spent the last years of his life in considerable pain. Perhaps this is the root of his laudanum habit. Although its use makes him an unreliable witness, I find myself increasingly drawn into his orbit.
Oh wait, so that's Donnelly, this guy that ended up here, I'm guessing. Had some sort of illness. And the guy who's narrating, is that me now wandering on this island? Possibly. Sort of retracing his steps or something. Not too sure. Oh, I really don't like that noise. Really not liking these sound effects. That's a bit creepy. Didn't think it was that kind of game. Don't know why I'm getting like Call of Cthulhu kind of vibes. I think it's all the paintings in the caves and things. Oh shit! Oh, is that okay? Okay. Ow?
Donnelly did not pass through the caves. From here on in, his guidance, unreliable as it is gone from me. I understand now that it is between the two of us, and whatever correspondence can be drawn from the wet rocks.
The two of us? Who's the two of us? Jacobson and me? Why is there a candle there? Did I put that there? Is that just so we can have nice lighting? What is going on? Very confused. Now I feel like I'm in Skyrim. I feel like I need my bow and arrow to, oh, what were those things called? When you went underground? Don't know, but they were a pain in the behind. We'll go up there.
I first saw him sat by the side of the road. I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage. The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height. The guts of the engine spilled over the tarmac, like water underground.
So that's Esther then, I'm guessing. She'd been in a car crash? What is all this? Squid again? Right, let's do it. Ah. I just want to harvest these glowing mushrooms. It's a really surreal experience to be playing a game where there's basically no HUD, there's nothing on screen, like I can't interact with anything, it's just walking and listening. And I don't even feel like I'm doing a very good job at listening either, like I'm not really following what's going on. Maybe a second playthrough would help with that. This is so pretty though, I mean... Uh-oh. I mean, I'm guessing these caves don't exist quite like that. Like, this isn't... Although, Fingal's cave is in the Outer Hebrides, isn't it? Oh. Could I have gone down there? Who's lighting these candles for me? It's very kind of them, but who is doing that? Okay, we were having a nice stroll in the countryside and then we had to come in here and I feel like I'm going to get eaten by something. Like, let's just go quickly through here. I mean, this just looks...
I am travelling through my own body, following the line of infection from the shattered femur towards the heart. I swallow fistfuls of painkillers to stay lucid. In my delirium, I see the twin lights of the moon and the aerial shining to me through the rocks.
Oh, dude, you're not in a good way, are you, man? I feel like that's the wrong way, if there is such a thing. Yeah, this has got to be the right way. What is the squid thing all about? Let's go in the water. Maybe it's... Oh. Well. Okay. If I'm being guided to go a certain way, I'm not following it very well. I mean, you would think you go towards where the water's flowing though, right? No? Okay. Okay. I feel like this is the wrong way though. Where do I go? Oh, for goodness sake. Don't say I've missed which way I need to go. Is there a... Okay, like, where the heck? Oh, do I go up here? Oh, okay, hang on. Oh, wow, okay, right. Ooh. Okay, not that way. I think it's going to be this way.
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into. It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
What do we think? Should we take a swim? No trophy for this one. Can I breathe indefinitely? I'd be surprised if I could. I mean... Okay. Oh. Behold. Behold, Damascus is taken. Someone has gone a bit... Wow. Damascus is taken. Someone's going mad. Away from being... What? What? Away from something. Away from being something. And... What? Nope. Am I descending into madness? Delirium? Well, this isn't Donnelly. This is, like, possibly me. But... Huh? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I would not like this. I can't imagine anything worse than cave diving, where you have to, like, swim through like tunnels where there's like rock everywhere and just no. Nope. Whee! Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. What the heck? Oh no, this is really weird. Okay, what? Oh, this feels really weird. I don't like this. This is like, oh, is this like where she died? Oh. What? Okay. That was really weird. Okay. I'm still really confused. My wife has died. Esther's died. I'm on this island. Some dude called Donnelly got kidney stones and maybe some infection from goats, or maybe that's someone else. That was the... Oh no, that was the other guy. But why I'm connected to these people, I don't know. Which way do we go? Let's go left.
I sat here and watched two jets carve parallel white lines into the sky. They charted their course, and I followed them for 21 minutes until they turned off near Sanford and were lost. If I were a gull, I would abandon my nest and join them. I would starve my brain of oxygen and suffer delusions of transcendence. I would tear the bottom from my boat and sail across the motorways until I reached this island once again.
Oh wait, is he just wishing he was here then? Is this just like a figment of my imagination? Oh.
Yeah. Come back.
Right, don't walk off the pier. Right, okay. Yeah, maybe this is all just in my mind. Let's follow the candles that someone's quite...
We shall begin to assemble our own version of the North Shore.
Ooh.
We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
I'm so confused, man. So, okay, this is... That's her. These blue light things are some sort of vigil, is that the right word? To her. Okay. I'm sure there was somebody up on that cliff. That was creepy. Oh, that's like, okay. Oh, am I retracing my steps? Maybe. That's the car, so maybe I've been here and put this in memory of her. Oh, is this... That looks like it could well be like where she was buried or something. Although why would you put like the wreckage of the car? Be a bit of a strange grave marker. Certainly looks like it though.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in. sticky at the handle where his hands shook.
Paul, right?
He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yoghurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
So is that why there's all the chemical markings on?
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Okay, that's really sad. So he never sent her those letters. It's really strange because I'm not fully understanding what's going on, and yet I'm reacting to it emotionally a little bit. I mean, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. And is this where, like, has he prayed here or something? Why are there eggs there?
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
There's definitely a person over there by that light. But I bet there isn't when I get there. Be a bollard or something. But, can I get up there? Bet I can't. No. So wait, did Paul die too?
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fibre, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
And as expected, there's nobody here. And as he was proceeding on his journey, something, Okay. So, I can't read that one. And has come near to Damascus. Something neither eat nor drink, yeah.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
So Donnelly had syphilis as well as kidney stones? Oh.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight, I will take flight.
I think I've been having one too many of those painkillers. Why is this room... Oh, there's a candle, that's why. So why is this room lit up? Because there's a candle in it for some reason. And it came to pass that as I made something, I'm not liking how I'm coming up to the top of the island. Am I going to jump off? That as I made my journey, something. Oh, I can't work out what that says. Ooh, should probably watch out where I'm going. Don't know what I said there, but a great light round about me. Not see the something.
Blind with panic, deaf with the roar of the caged traffic, heart stopped on the road to Damascus. Paul sat at the roadside, hunched up like a gull, like a bloody gull. As useless and as doomed as a syphilitic cartographer, a dying goatherd, an infected leg, a kidney stone, blocking the traffic bound for Sanford and Exeter. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. All his roads and his tunnels and his paths led inevitably to this moment of impact. This is not a recorded natural condition. He should not be sat there with his chemicals and his circuit diagrams. He should not be sat there at all.
Oh God, was he drunk? And they crashed and she died. And me, the narrator, I'm really pissed off at Paul because I feel like he should be dead. Is that because he killed her? Is that what's going on here? That looked like a person. That's a person. There's someone up there, like... There isn't going to be when I get there, I'm sure of it, but... Oh, that's creepy.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
I'm guessing I don't come back from that. Paul. I'm still confused about who I was within that. I'm wondering if I was actually Paul. If Paul was me And Donnelly was the guy in the book I was reading, and I was like berating myself. Was it my fault that Esther died? Was I drunk? But that doesn't quite make sense because it said I went to go and see Paul. All I know is I feel really sad. Can I skip this? I don't know if I can. Resume. Okay, so there's 4 sections. What if I resume? Okay, so that takes me back to the beacon. Okay, confirm. Right, well that was Dear Esther. I'm not sure what else it's possible to do in the game. I think we'll leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough. See you next time.